Hey, good morning. It's Uncle Lou here. Yeah, that's right. It's me, Uncle Lou, and I'm live for you on LouTube today. So thanks for watching, and back today with another comment on the comments video. All this week, what I'm going to do is I'm going to remake some of the popular or some of my favorite videos from the past. And comment on the comments is something I've been doing on this channel for a long time, going all the way back to the beginning, really. So we're going to start with this one today, but every day this week I will be taking it back to the old school and picking some videos from the past and remaking them for 2019. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already. I post college football videos almost every single day of the year, and sometimes they're even watchable. I don't know about this one. You guys can let me know in the comments section. Slap a like on this video if you don't mind. I would really appreciate it. It helps me out a lot. It doesn't cost you anything. It doesn't take you any time at all. Just hit that thumbs up button for me. It means a lot. All right, here we go. Comment on the comments. You guys know how this works. I've picked out, I don't know, 10 or 20 comments here. We'll see how many we can get through depending on how long this video takes. I'll read the comment for you, put it up on the screen, and then I'll give you my comment on that comment. Yeah, mind blowing, I know. Let's go. All right, and just to give you an idea, over the last 28 days, this channel has had 18,794 comments. So it's impossible for me to go through them all for a video like this, but I kind of just scroll through randomly and pick out some of the ones that might be interesting. Here we go. All right, up first, Carbon 251, an Auburn fan. This is a comment he left on the Auburn video I did previewing their 2019 season. And of course, he starts off by saying, it's easy for a Georgia fan to say that Auburn fans are crybabies because you don't have to play Bama on a consistent basis. Now, the funny part about the beginning of his comment is, that's the whole purpose of you being, like, that's the whole point of the comment, sir. That's why you guys are crybabies, because you cry about your schedule. And here you are defending yourself crying about the schedule by crying about the schedule in the very beginning of this comment, sir. You've been playing Alabama every year forever. You've been playing Georgia every year forever. Why cry about it now, sir? It doesn't make any sense. All of a sudden, Alabama and Georgia are two of the best 5 teams in the country, right? Alabama's been definitely been the best program over the last 10 years or so. Georgia's been a top 5 program over the last 2 or 3 years, and there's been other years in the past 20 years where we've had really good teams. But you've had really good teams during that period too. It doesn't make any sense now, when Auburn has a down year last year and Georgia and Alabama both have pretty good years, for you to come on here, or any Auburn fan or coach or administrator or whatever, and start crying about the fact that you have to play Georgia and Alabama. Those are your 2 biggest rivals, sir. One is your in-state rival, and one is right next door. Hell, your campus is what, 30 miles from the Georgia state line? It's just ridiculous that you cry about it. And oh, it's not fair. We got to play out. I don't think Auburn fan was crying from 1993 to 2007 when Alabama was pretty much in the toilet. Were you crying then when you were beating up on them almost every single year? No. You wait till Alabama's good and all of a sudden, it's not fair, woo. It's ridiculous. Listen, fast forward some amount of years. I don't know when it'll be, 5, 10, 20, whatever. Alabama and Georgia won't be at the top of college football at some point down the road. Are you going to cry then that Georgia and Alabama aren't that good? And it just doesn't make any sense, sir. College football is cyclical. Some teams are good for certain periods of time, then they tend to go away for a little while. This has been happening since the dawn of man, sir. And to listen to you and any Auburn fan cry incessantly about it over and over and over and over and over again is honestly starting to give me a headache. But I went ahead and looked some stuff up, though, just for your benefit. Since you want to point out the fact that you think it's not fair you have to play Alabama, I would disagree, sir. I would say a better argument for Barner to make would be that it's not fair that you have to play Georgia. Why? Well, let's just look at it here. First of all, you have a losing record to both of them all time, so it doesn't really matter what 10, 20, 30-year period we look at. They own you pretty much all the time, Georgia and Alabama, that is. They own you consistently. But let's look since 2000, okay? Now, Alabama was terrible, like I mentioned, from about 1994 till 2007. They had a few good years here and there, but nothing compared to what they are now. But we're going to go with this century, okay? Since 2000, okay? You have a winning record against Bama. You're 10-9. Well, what are you crying about? You have a winning record against your in-state rival this century. Why cry? Now, take a look at UGA. What's your record against them this century? 7-13. It looks like Georgia's the one you should be crying about, not Alabama. Oh, and how is it that you played Georgia one more time than you played Alabama? Lest I remind you, we played you twice in 2017, once in the regular season where we let you win at your place before crushing your hopes and dreams in the SEC title game. So we played you twice that year. That's why we have one more game against you since 2000 than you have against Bama. But you play us both every year. Your winning record against Bama, owned by Georgia. Now, you say, well, that, like you said, Lou, Bama sucked till 2007 when they got Nick Saban in. They've been almost unstoppable. Okay, let's look at your record against Georgia and Alabama since 2007. E-I-E-I-O on that, Lou. All right, since 2007, when Darth Saban took the job at Alabama. What's your record? You're 3-10. What? No, that can't be right. You're 4-8. Sorry, I apologize. You're 4-8 in the 12 years since Darth Saban took the job in Bama. 4-8. So, yeah, they pretty much own you. Now, what have you done against UGA since Bama hired Saban? 3-10. You're worse against UGA than you are against Bama. So, if you're gonna cry, get it right. UGA owns you worse than Bama. All right, here's an Ohio State sucknut fan that wants to cry, again, on a prediction video I did for Ohio State, where I'd have to go back and watch it, but I'm pretty sure I predicted Ohio State to win somewhere in the neighborhood of either 10, 11, or 12 games in the regular season this year. So not sure why crying, but at one point in this comment here, and you can read the whole thing if you want to, if you feel like wasting time, but at one point in his comment here, he says, basically, I don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to Ohio State's quarterback situation, which I've said is a potential weakness for them and a definite huge question mark, because Justin Fields is the only quarterback on their roster with any experience, and he has hardly any at all. Every other quarterback they had transferred out, including Tate Martell, I forget the second guy's name, so their quarterback situation is an utter mess, especially considering how good of a quarterback situation Ohio State has had over the last 3, 4, 5 years, right? I mean, at one point they won a national title with the third-string quarterback, so this is different for Ohio State. Brand new coaching staff, quarterback with no experience, and you guys know I like Justin Fields. I have a feeling he's going to do okay, but you just don't know. But he wants to go ahead and tell me, if you really knew anything, you'd know the quarterback situation is fine. One down year depth-wise, and we're right back to where we were. Sir, this video is about 1 year! So I really don't know why you felt the need to write a thesis here, stating all your reasons that I'm wrong, when you're agreeing with me! All right, here we go. Adam Bumgarner. Adam Bumgarner. This is on the video from just last week, I think, where I called the Tennessee Vols radio show, Fox Sports Radio, in Knoxville. He says, "This is fake, but nice try, Uncle Loser." I'm going to take that as a compliment, because what that tells me is that this call was so one-sided in Uncle Lou's favor. I so completely owned, destroyed, and humiliated these talking potatoes that are on this radio station in Knoxville, this Tennessee call-in show. I so completely dominated their mind in that call that there's no possible way this guy can believe it's actually real. I take this as a compliment, sir, but feel free to go to their radio station website, sir. They have all of their shows chronicled on their website in date order. So if you go to the date that this video was posted, that's the day I made the call. You can find this call on their radio station website, sir. They even break it down hour by hour and make it easy for you to find this call. But again, thank you for the comment and keep up the good work, Voltard. All right, this is a video I did on Georgia where I talked about potential weaknesses on Georgia's team for 2019. Of course, defensive line, in my mind, one of the bigger weaknesses. But this Scholastic Scholar gentleman here, M. Wakefield 82, wants to let me know, just keep sleeping on Jeremy Pruitt and the Vols. Can't wait for them to beat Georgia again. Keep sleeping on Jeremy Pruitt. All right, same video here, Alvin Smith. Like you a lot, however, you're not conducting an auction. Slow you down. You are talking too fast. I'll see what I can do, sir.
To me, the biggest weakness on Georgia's team in 2019 is going to be honestly probably the same weakness as 2018, and that's the interior of the defensive line.
All right, here's a video I made about Georgia's wide receiver situation. Do they have anybody close to AJ Green on the roster? Seth Stein says, that was great analysis, Lou. Can you speed it up a little bit, though? The segment was way too slow. All right, another comment from the radio station call that I did at the Tennessee radio show. Herbert Bradford. Lou, if Tennessee beats you this year, I'm going to rag you so much you'll need to see a therapist. You'll be eating Prozac pills like a kid eating M&Ms. Now, don't retire the Tennessee character because I will need him doing most of my raging for me. Remember the fumbles last Tennessee-Georgia game? I believe there was 3 of them. We didn't recover any of them. What if we had had some luck there? It's possible you could have lost. Beat you 38-12. Well, yeah, it's possible we could have lost, I guess. I don't know. But the reason I put this comment up is because I get a lot of comments like this from fans of a lot of different fan bases that say, if and then their team, in this case Tennessee, beats you, I'm going to blah, 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 blah. And then, you know, Ohio State fan, South Carolina fan, Florida fan, whatever, it's the same comment. Yes, sir, believe me, I know. Anytime Georgia loses a game, everyone runs straight to the Uncle Lou comment section. Believe me, I've been doing this a long time. I figured that out a long time ago. People would much rather click on an Uncle Lou video after a Georgia loss than they would after a Georgia win. It's sort of a sweet and sour situation there. I want to see Georgia win, right? But let's just be real. This channel does way better when Georgia loses. So yes, trust me, I already know. If your team, in this case Tennessee, happens to get lucky and beat Georgia this year, sir, I have no question, I have no doubt that the first thing you'll do, it won't be to celebrate your victory over Georgia. It won't be to call your Tennessee buddies and talk about what a great game you played. It won't be any of that. It'll be run straight to the Uncle Lou comment section, point, and laugh. Believe me, I know that. The reason I know is because I've been doing it to Tennessee fans for the last 2 years. I guess this is supposed to say sound check. Dude, who are you? Hey, good morning, it's Uncle Lou here. Hey, good morning, it's Uncle Lou here.
Good morning, Uncle Lou. Yeah.
Hey, good morning, it's Uncle Lou here. Hey, good morning, it's Uncle Lou here. You know nothing. Half of what you said is not true. You should get a day job. This was on a South Carolina video where I said South Carolina could have a better team than last year but have a worse record. Hide and watch, sir. You have to play Georgia, Alabama, and Clemson. That's the 3 best teams in America, sir. That's not my opinion. That's everyone else's opinion who has put out a preseason poll, ESPN, Sports Illustrated, whatever you want to look at. If you want to cry and tell me UJ is not a top 3 team, fine. They're top 10. Now, how about I give you that? You're not beating any top 10 teams, sir. You got to play Georgia and Athens. You're not beating Alabama. Come on, you're just not. And you're not beating Clemson. Those are 3 automatic losses. On top of that, you got to play Florida and Texas A&M. I doubt you're winning either one of those. That would be your 5 losses, which is what I'm most likely going to predict for South Carolina would be 7-5. And I haven't even mentioned the fact that Tennessee, regardless of how bad they are, which is pretty bad, seems to be going this way right now, while you seem to be going this way. And at some point, those paths are going to cross. Could it be this year? I don't know. And let's not forget the fact that you've lost to Kentucky, what, 5 years in a row? So, yeah, but no, I don't have any idea what I'm talking about. In fact, sir, believe it or not, come here, I'll tell you a secret. Whisper, I don't want everyone else to hear, so I'm just going to tell you. I've never seen a game! All right, John DP, and this isn't a funny comment or anything. This is just informative. When are you doing your team predictions? I've got a ton of comments about this over the last couple of weeks. Now, I've already done a set of sort of preview videos where I just took like a, 50,000 foot view of a team's season and sort of said, okay, if everything goes right, maybe they'll win this many, and if things go wrong, they could only win this many or whatever. But you guys know I do an exact record prediction every single year where I go through a team schedule, I tell you what I think their record is going to be, and I name the losses. Okay, so he wants to know when those are coming, and I've got a bunch of questions along these same lines. Last year, I waited till almost August to start doing these. I didn't realize how popular they were going to be and how many teams you guys were going to want me to do. And I sort of ran out of time and had to stop doing them because the season started. So I've decided to start those videos a little earlier this year. They're going to start around mid-July. On July 12th, I have a 24-hour live stream that I'm doing. I'm going to live stream on here for 24 hours straight. At least I'm going to attempt to. After that live stream ends, I'm going to sleep for 2 or 3 days, whatever the case, and then I'm going to start these prediction videos that you're asking about, John DP. Oh, squid, hashtag date squid tart. Good morning. It didn't work out too well. All right, same video about Georgia's wide receiver situation and do we have an AJ Green? Cal Snow, obviously an expert in everything football, says, what did AJ ever help UGA win? Well, I had to let him know, yeah, Todd Gurley didn't win nothing either. I guess he's no good either. I hate comments like this, right? And honestly, you see a lot about, well, I'm not even going to get into that. But, like, people conflate, like, winning something with the players that were on the team. And yeah, you got to have good players to win, obviously. But the fact that Georgia didn't even win an SEC title while AJ Green was at Georgia, does that mean somehow AJ Green wasn't that good of a player? I mean, this is ridiculous here. Who's the last Georgia quarterback to win a national title? Buck Bellew? Buck Bellew better than Matt Stafford. Buck Bellew better than Aaron Murray. Buck Bellew better than Jack Fromm. Buck Bellew better than Quincy Carter, DJ Shockley, Aunt David Gray, on and on and on. Why? Because Buck Bellew won something. Hey, what did Aaron Murray win? Woo! Aaron Murray didn't win the SEC. Terrible. No good. I love this here. You title a video Disney Dogs or whatever, expecting to get some comments, and right on cue one shows up. Lou, the reason our pass rush and our run defense suffered last season because most of it went to the NFL. We lost Roquan, Lorenzo, David Bellamy, etc. Did you not think we would suffer in production there? Hey, breaking news, sir. Yeah, suffer? Okay, yeah. Go from whatever we were at down a little bit. Sir, there is... Make any excuse you want, Disney Dog. It doesn't matter to me. I feel like this comment was written live from Universal Studios, sir. Listen, losing some production? Fine. There is not a scenario on planet Earth that involves Georgia being dead last, in sacks and tackles for loss. Did I expect someone to come in and pick up where Roquan left off? No. But did I expect Georgia to fall off the face of the earth? No! Look at Georgia's recruiting over the last 3 or 4 years, sir. This is just ridiculous. This is what I'm talking about here. Georgia absolutely craps to bed last year in terms of sacks and tackles for loss. Dead last in the SEC. Unacceptable. Hey, are you telling me that Vandy has better pass rushers and defensive linemen than Georgia? What about Mizzou, Kentucky, and South Carolina? What about Arkansas? No. So don't say, oh, we lost Roquan, therefore we're dead last in sacks and tackle for loss. Woo. Chris Lanier, good morning, sir. This was on the Georgia charging $100,000 for a beer at home games this year. Hey, Lou, when are you going to start doing the team previews and predictions? Asked and answered. Eric Simmons, I think this guy's a repeat offender. But here's the video I did live from Jordan-Hare Stadium a couple of weeks ago. Somebody kick his ass while he's there and show some respect. You see anybody going around your trailer park asking your whore sister? Better watch what you say around there. You won't come back the same person if you get my drift. Smoking Bulldog, good morning, sir. Comment from the video, impact freshman for Georgia in 2019. Just saw a guy at the Braves game wearing a LuTube shirt on TV. Seems like a smart individual. I knew this guy was a repeat offender. Here he is, Eric Simmons. Good morning again, sir. He had to include you twice on here. You're a special kind of stupid, aren't you? Who cares about your recruiting? Georgia gets all these 5 stars and still can't beat Oklahoma. Okay, the video game that we streamed, we did Tennessee versus South Carolina. Hardwired to self-destruction has a comment on that. Lou, do Florida versus Miami. I included this comment for the same reason I included the comments about when am I going to start the prediction videos, and that's because I get a lot of comments that are like this. Lou, do this team versus this team. Lou, do this team versus that team, whatever the case. The roster that I use for NCAA 14, the updated 2020 rosters, it's a group of people that put those rosters together. They've been doing this every single year since the game ended in 2014. And in my experience, they do the best job putting those rosters together in terms of how accurate they are. Nothing is perfect. At the end of the day, it's a video game and things are going to happen that make you go, that would never happen. But I think those guys do the best job with updating the rosters every single year. And that's the only rosters I use. And they don't have all the teams updated yet. They only have about, I think it's 10 or 15 teams all the way updated to 2020. So I'm having to pick teams that they've updated to stream the games on. There are a lot of games on the list that I really want to stream, including Florida versus Miami. I want to do Texas versus LSU. Anyway, there's a bunch of them I want to do, trust me, and I'm going to get to a lot more of those too as they continue to update more teams for the 2020 rosters on NCAA 14. Nick McKinney, just a question, but a damn good question. What happened to Georgia if Fromm goes down to an injury in 2019? Georgia is very talented, but experience is valuable in the SEC. I agree with the general premise of your comment, sir. You never want to lose really any starter. I mean, let's be real. There's a reason someone starts and his backup doesn't, and it's usually because the starter is better, right? But you don't have to go back very far in time to find this exact scenario at the University of Georgia. In fact, you only have to go back 2 seasons, 2017. Jacob Eason, starting quarterback, goes down week 1. In comes a backup with no experience and led us to an SEC title, a playoff win, and an appearance in the national title game. So Ohio State, I mentioned already earlier in this video, has done a similar thing. They actually won a national title with a third-string quarterback. So while I agree with your comment in principle, I don't think it's a 100% certainty that if Georgia's quarterback goes down, it means the season is completely over. I don't want Fromm to go down. He's the best we have right now, in my opinion, and I think we should ride with him for all season, and we will, barring injury. All right, the Auburn Tigers superfan video, which was a pretty popular one for obvious reasons. Dogs fan 1196 has a comment. Your neighbors are probably thinking, what is this idiot doing now? Well, let's see. What have the neighbors had to say in the past? No, lady, how about you shut the up? I'm doing LouTube, bitch! All right, this was a video I did where I talked about Georgia's spring game, and I named some things I thought were good, some things I thought were bad, and some things I thought were ugly about the Georgia spring game. And New Jack has a very enlightening comment. Your opening music is too loud. I replied to him. I should have included that reply on here for you guys to see, but my reply just said, turn your volume down, ? Which is always an option.